Hey YouTube, this is RobloMax1 here, doing a collected editions review for Heroes Volume 1, based on the TV show. I will be reviewing the TV show at some point. I have the notes written for that. So hopefully I'm going to try and get it done sometime this month. But anyway, let's get Heroes Volume 1 out of the way. This book is one of my favourite books outside of Marvel and DC. I loved the show, and the comics I adore more so than the TV series. Volume 1 is all of the webcomics that came out during Season 1. All the webcomics, everything in Volume 1 are webcomics. And all of these webcomics had different creative teams, which gave us, different sets of stories. We also get artwork by, we get artists, we get artwork from the show. That's supposed to be Isaac Mendes' paintings, which basically divides all of the stories up. It's a neat little add-on that I quite like. And also, at the front, we get, this very, very old magazine articles that tell us all of the, stories. So, it's a very, very creative book, and all of that material basically adds, more, to the quality of the book. Each creative, creative team, did a certain character. So we got to see, the insights of different characters from the main show. We got to see DL's, DL when he first discovered his powers, and we see how he escaped from prison. We also see, Jessica, stealing the money that, we learn that happened, in, part 1, in the first half of, Season 1 of Heroes. We also see when Isaac first discovered his powers, resulted into the death of, a civilian who was run over by a bus. Just different stories that really added to, making the book what it is. My particular favourite story was Eden. Eden is the character who can persuade people to do whatever she wanted. And we learn that Eden lived in a abusive family. Her father walked out on her when she was young, and she was left with an emotionally abusive stepmother. And basically, she suppressed her voice. She didn't say anything. And the first time when she speaks, her ability kicks in. And, and it's really a tale that, what you say to someone can have a huge impact on what a person does and how the person acts. And Eden's power, basically, like, Eden's voice can control people. Eden can make people do things that she wants them to do. And it's pretty cool. And I love that. I also love the fact that that story continued even after her death in the show. Like, after Eden died, in the webcomics, we saw Noah go visit Eden's father. And, so that, and it finished that story in a way, which was pretty cool. Also, I loved the fact that, this story, like, Hero Season 1, introduced a serialized story. Like, they introduced Hannah Geikelman in this, series. And she is one of my most favourite characters of all time, outside of Marvel and DC. She has an ability sort of similar to Sage from X-Men. And how that power develops and how she develops as a character is really, really interesting. Though I do feel that they could have made her a central character earlier in the book, because they make her a central character like midway through the comics, and she appears in pretty much every single storyline after that. And I think she's the only character in Heroes, other than Sylar, who uses a different name to their original name. Like, Hannah calls herself Wireless. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and just as the character progresses, because really she really dominates the rest of the book. After that, as the character progresses, you know, you really, really get into her story. And I love that. Also we get, insight into, the Petrelli, Mr. Petrelli, Nathan and Peter's father. I can't remember the name. And we also learn, Lindeman's, story, as well. Though I think their stories are different in the series, I'm not really sure. And we also get, like 3 issues of, the future story, which is really interesting. Yeah, Heroes Volume 1 is an all-round great book. I would extremely recommend this book to anyone who likes heroes. Simply because this book enriches, these great characters, and I think if you're a Heroes fan, you should be reading this book, because it's great. Yeah, so that's my collected editions for this, month, and that's my collected issues done, so, I hope you have enjoyed it, and, stay tuned for more. Bye.